All right, we are live, and welcome everyone to the first Magento Community Engineering Hangouts and live stream for 2019. It is great to have everyone back, and I am excited specifically for today because we're going to hopefully give you a taster of how you can get involved in community contribution this year, what options we're going to open up for you. And how best to use your talents to help make this system and this ecosystem a stronger place. So I've gathered as many people as I possibly could with inside the limitations of Google Hangouts that we just found out about. And they're going to join us now to share through highlights to do with projects and contribution in general. Yeah, last year, we had, I've got it here, we had nearly 5,000 pull requests merged. And so the aim is you seem to love it, you guys. You seem to love enjoying contributing. So we're going to expand the options. And so we're going to gather everyone today and share with it. So to start with, we're going to hear a little bit from Stanislav, and he's going to talk a bit about the partner program. So if you're a partner, listen up.
Hi folks, my name is Stanislav and my topic today, partners programs, and let's start with a short review for contribution results for the 2018. I should say that it was a great year with a lot of contributions to the Magento 2 open source project, to the numerous special projects. The most of them is GraphQL, MSI, bulk API, and a lot other projects. So really proud and appreciate all contributions that made by the community, and we are trying to recognize and show the top contributors of the year. And I want to speak about the partners contributors and top partners contributors of the past year. So let's share my screen. Can you see the slides?
Yep.
Cool. So the first place is taken by our leader. It's really continued leader. It's partner NGC called Advix. The team made incredible 490 pull requests and was a top contributing partner of the month for 10 months in a row. So it's really incredible result, and I think the goal for the Advix this year to achieve 12 months in a row as a partners achievement partners of the month. They participated in different projects like GraphQL, like MSI. CTO of the Advix, Yaroslav Rakoza, was a key contributor to the GraphQL project. Currently, Advix one of the most contributors to this project, and they have 2 developers working full-time on this project. More detailed information about GraphQL will be provided by Valery a little bit later. The second project that I mentioned before, it's MSI. The team made a lot of contributions to MSI, help during feature development, regression testing, GA release. So it's really valuable help for us in this project. The second place is taken by Krish Technolabs. It's our pretty new team. They was enrolled in the middle of the past year, and they did incredible results by helping us with 14 different solutions across release lines. They submitted 494 pull requests to the Magento 2 open source project, and projects like PWA, GraphQL, and especially to the DevDocs projects. They submitted over than 100 pull requests with documentation fixes. So the third place is taken by Interactive 4. The guys from the team also help us with porting solutions across release lines, and they have the highest acceptance rate. They created 70 pull requests, and 96 pull requests were merged. It's really, really cool. The fourth place is taken by Mage Specialist. It's our really good friends from the Italy, and they made significant contribution by release two-factor authentication and reCAPTCHA models for Magento 2. Also, Riccardo Tempesta provided really valuable contribution to MSI project, including release preparation and launch regression testing and planning new features to milestone 3 for MSI. The fifth place is a team called Magento. They focused on the Magento health. They fixed a lot of typos. They fixed a lot of useless doc blocks with pull requests, with code base cleanup. Also, they were fixed a lot of documentation typos and provided over 100 pull requests submitted to the DevDocs project. And let's summarize. We have one goal for the partners, for the Magento team, for all contributors. It's make Magento better. We received a ton of codes past year from contributors, from solution partners that contains new features, bug fixes, test coverage, and we're trying to recognize the most active engines contributors and reward them with different gifts and discounts. In this year, we are open to enroll more team agencies, more teams from the solution partners, and on this slide, we have just short information how to join us. You can use community engineering Slack. You can write direct messages to one of our team, or just mail to the engcom at Magento.com, and we will guide you how to enroll to the project and help you with this. So it's pretty much all. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man. The @Magento email also works with @Adobe because, you know, we're an Adobe company now. So
yeah,
feel free to use both of those. Cool. Awesome. It's great to see that it's not just the individual contributors that are getting rewarded, but also partners. So if you are part of a partner team in the ecosystem, feel free to reach out to us and we'll get you onboarded as quickly as possible if you're not already. Cool. So next, we have one of the many Igors, Igor G, we're going to call him for this live stream purposes, and he's going to give us a general overview of projects as well as a little bit to do with quality assurance as well. So over to you, man.
Thank you. First of all, a quick intro. My name is Igor. Igor G will work fine. Sounds interesting. But I joined Magento in October last year, and I coordinate all of our community projects right now. And I wanted to thank you all for having me and for the splendid results of 2018. Now, let me screen share and see if this works. Ooh, but there you go. There you go. Nope. Okay. How about this? Nice.
No, that'll be the wrong screen, I guess. We're just getting a black screen.
Okay. Hold on. Why does it work for Stas and doesn't work for me? This is interesting. Okay. So let me try again. My entire screen, and let me open up PowerPoint right now. How about this? Does this work? Cool. All right. So without any further ado, and hopefully any further technical issues, thank you everybody for, hold on, this is stupid. This is slightly less stupid. It wouldn't be me if there weren't any technical issues. Hold on. Now we got it. Good. So I wasted enough of your time with my stupidity. So I'm just going to quickly highlight the results of 2018, which I was somewhat a part of, somewhat wasn't. We've got a lot of stuff done, guys. We contributed heavily to the 2.3 release. We have introduced GraphQL into Magento. We have reached general availability of MSI. We've started integrating with Adobe Experience platform, which was really huge for us and for Adobe as well. We've released the Magento functional testing framework. We have made huge progress, just a lot of huge strides on PWA. We've released bulk API. We've got two-factor authorization natively now, reCAPTCHA support. We're working very hard on Japanese localization and almost ready to push it out to the marketplace in a, sort of a first draft version. We support Elasticsearch 5, and we've got instant purchase, which is, or are we kidding, one-click checkout. We wouldn't be there without all of you guys. So we wanted to thank everybody for 2018 and talk a little bit more about what we are going to get in 2019. There you go. So the first thing that we wanted to do is focus and refocus on innovation and make sure that we listen to you and we listen to what the customer needs and what our partners need. We want to double down on quality. Tom Erskine, who's unfortunately not here today because he's out sick, is going to be focusing very hard on helping everybody create more quality, add more quality to Magento, and make the community projects and community contributions a more high quality endeavor overall. We want to even increase our transparency this year. We want to give you more reporting. We want to give you more tools to communicate with us. We want to show off your work as much as the overall progress of Magento in a very clear way to everybody. We want to develop and increase our contribution programs overall and make sure everybody is happy contributing to Magento and gets something for it. We want to double down really on automation. Automation is very important for us because we are not a huge team, and it will help improve everybody's experience and your development experience, and our experience and our ability to help you and work with you would be just so much better. And one thing that I think is going to be sort of new for us is an attempt to build more consistent, more universal processes this year. We have created a very cool, very agile structure where we are able to squeeze out every bit of efficiency out of everybody. But what I really want to see this year is just making sure that every single project works in a consistent way and people don't get lost when they transition from project to project. And that's going to be really important for us as a team. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit more about our automation on the quality side and a little bit more about the quality process, because those are also two things that we haven't really done before and something that's going to happen in 2019. an important part of quality is going to be leveraging MFTF automation for special projects and be able to extract all the analytics, all the status, all the progress that we can, and then package that up in a very easily digestible way, showing that to the community in a very transparent way so that everybody can very quickly understand what the quality is of the piece that we're working on right now, and what they should expect respectively. Making sure that the performance, especially the performance trends of all the community projects and all the modules that we're working on are very easily understandable for everybody, and what the performance impact is going to be for the Magento installations. And finally, we want to work a lot more on our community portal, which already exists in a beta version, but we want to make it a richer communication tool for the entire community, and post quality reports, automation metrics, project status and velocity reports there, and kind of use it as a more centralized, more rich source of truth. And then last but not the least, we want to build a universal quality process and quality reporting across all of our projects. We are already building it for MSI, and if you are part of MSI, you may have already witnessed some of that work that Tom Erskine is doing and presenting. It includes, but is not limited to, universal metrics and universal data presentation for our quality, being able to understand where we need more quality, where we need to contribute more tests, what is our test scenario coverage, what will be the impact of the next release on quality or performance. We want to show you the test scenarios that we use internally, so that we can more closely collaborate on our test coverage and understand what the coverage requires and what it is. And overall, we just want to make it a more open and a more transparent place for everybody, so that this work can continue and grow, and we can be a better partner for everybody. And that concludes my part. So I will see if I can break this all again. Done.
Cool.
Good. First live stream, first troubles. Love it.
It's good. What are you excited for most in 2019 then, since you're one of the newer people in the team?
Well, the first thing would be not screwing up any more live streams. The second thing would be to really work with the community closer, and meeting everybody in person, making friends. I've already have sort of reached out and built some relationships in the community, but to me it's just so exciting coming from the world of software services and software solutions into a product company, especially in this very weird, very interesting, multicultural, multinational team. It's just an incredible amount of fun for me to touch everything, to see how how everything works, how everything grows. I'm really looking forward to all of the events that we have this year. I'm looking forward to people coming up with more events this year, and just being a part of as much stuff as I can and bringing positive contributions for everybody. So if somebody has an idea of how I can be of more help, please just reach me out in Slack. I'm apparently known as Igor G.
Okay, yeah. We've got too many Igors, I think. And speaking of too many people with the same name, we have two Alexis here, and it's now Alexi's turn, and they're both surnames begin with K. So it's ideally Alexi on the engcom team, I believe, is going to continue with a little bit about quality assurance now. So over to you, Alexi. The right one is going to speak now, right?
I assume you're talking about me.
Actually, talking about the other Alexi.
Yes. No, actually, yes, you're right. It's Alex Kolesin. Yeah. He has much more information about the quality.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Let's go with this.
So, hello, my name is Alexi, or as anybody can call me Alex. it's much easier, better, I assume. So today I'm gonna talk about functional testing in Magento. So let me first share my screen.
How did you do that correctly from the first try?
I tried it before.
Ah, that was my mistake.
I'm a test automation, so I tried before all the time. So hello everybody, and I'm gonna talk about functional testing with MFTF today. First of all, what I want to say that in 2019, we want to, as time goes, we will start prioritizing contributions that have automated test coverage. And I'm talking about automated functional tests. So for this, we have MFTF. So we will really appreciate if you will cover all of your fixes, all of your contributions to Magento projects with MFTF tests. Of course, it is if it is applicable for Magento, for your contribution. But don't worry if you are not familiar with MFTF and functional tests in Magento. We are going to invest into trainings for our community, and we will help you to make first steps to write and maintain MFTF tests. So the goal for us in 2019 gonna be make sure that community can easily transfer to MFTF test framework and easily write tests. So the next biggest part is for us going to be in 2019 is MTF to MFTF test conversion. What does it mean? As you may know, we released MFTF in last year in 2018, but we still have a lot of valuable MTF tests. And what we need in this year to convert all of these tests from MTF to MFTF and have a good coverage using MFTF test framework. And of course, we want to end of life MTF because it is annoying to support two frameworks and two test types, which are basically doing the same testing via browser. So if you would like to participate in this project, MTF to MFTF test conversion, we built a project. It is located under MFTF repo, where we have a lot of issues which are telling you what MTF tests, which variations, and also this repo is going to have a really big wiki page on how to do it, how to run MTF tests, see what this test is doing, and how to convert it to MFTF. And as a part of this conversion, we are going to release a special MTF version, which helps you convert in this test. So basically, when you run MTF tests, you will have a draft of MFTF tests. And all you need to do after this, just to go through this newly generated MFTF test, review it, and make some appropriate changes to make it clean without any failures. So make this test good, actually. How you can be involved in this? First of all, I recommend all of you guys to join our community Slack channel, which called MFTF. So you will get latest updates about automated functional testing there. If you have difficulties on how to get started with MFTF, or maybe you finish in a really big and complex task, you can also ask these questions in MFTF Slack channel. So please go and join it. Start using MFTF, start automate tests with MFTF, and contribute this test to Magento projects we have. And as I mentioned, we will have trainings for you guys on how to start using functional testing framework we have. Please join our upcoming webinars and learn how MFTF automation works. So this is pretty much it from my side.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. I think that'll be very interesting for a lot of people. And I'm glad that we are also adding in the training side of it, because it can be, if someone's not used it before, it can be quite daunting to get involved in. So I'm glad that we're offering training on that point as well. So that's awesome to see. So yeah, we will make sure that you as a community are updated and get into those webinars and jump into the Slack and ask questions when you have them. And I'm sure Alexei will be more than happy to help out when he can. Next, we have a very privileged person here. He is the only non-Magento employee in this call, as far as I can see. He's also sat in the car, which is a little weird. But we have Alex, who is going to share a little bit about the import and what's going to change in the next year around import in general, as far as I understand. He's looking at me a little confused, so hopefully I got this right.
Alexander, just talk about whatever you want.
Yes.
That sounds cool. Thanks, David. Yeah, that's not. I'm not. I'm sitting in a car, but that's my office. You know, my backyard, everything. So yeah, as David said, I'm not a part of the Magento itself. I'm one of the project's maintainers. So in this case, a sync import project maintainer from one of the partners named Comrab. Yeah, I wanna just generally tell you about our project, and I guess I'll start with my screen share and then do you see the screen? I hope.
Yep.
Good. So yeah, last year we had a project which was named Bulk API, and we delivered the Bulk and Async API to Magento 2.3. And now we're proceeding, so we have a new project which called Asynchronous Import. You can easily find it on the Magento GitHub, and we have such a nice wiki here that give a short overview what are we trying to reach. We have basically two tracks. One of them is like second part of the Bulk API and Async API, which is covering basically the updates and improvements that Async and Bulk API can take to make even more faster and even more awesome than it is. So we have some stuff like improvement, the DB write and DB speed stuff, of the general operations. We have Redis usage. We have some bug fixing and also improvement, like support of the delete operations for Async and Bulk API, or using the database and not the queuing systems. For Magento standard, that you don't need to install the RabbitMQ, for example, every time you want to use this API. That's track number one. And we have also track number two, which called Asynchronous Imports, that's generally the project name. And that's the biggest part, and I love it mostly, because that's basically pretend to be the first independent Magento service, which, if we will be quite fast enough, yeah, become the first Magento service. If you're interested to join, we have a very detailed information in GitHub of Magento architecture GitHub. Don't mix them. Yeah, and we have here like 3 phases of this project, where the first one is covering the interfaces, service contacts for upload the files, for process and import itself. So I'll just will give a short overview, because I can tell about this like in ages. Am I still online?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yep. So I just will make a short overview. So idea is that we have an independent service. It can be installed like a part of Magento, or it also can be installed like on another server even. And the first version will cover the same functionality as the current Magento standard import has. So when you can upload a file and and start an import, let's say, from your CSV data. But the main idea that this extension is providing the fully covered with API, so you don't need interfaces for that. You can just do it from your ERP system, from your custom implementation. You can upload file and start it. And yes, we will still have a UI for that, so it will be another module that will provide UI for Magento backend. Yeah, quite short one here. And the third phase, which is a very big one, is to providing the profiling. So basically, currently Magento always require you to create the CSV data in a correct format. And if you made a mistake somewhere, you have to retry it again and again till you get the correct format out of your, for example, XML file. And this profiling is mean that you can define the profile which you want to run. So you can basically, in a perfect implementation, you can run any source file you want with just defining the profile for it and then run it with this profile, and you will get the data imported. So you don't need to convert the data. Yeah, that's a short overview of the project. If you want to join, just ping me in Slack, or we have a channel there which called Still Bulk API. We have a GitHub project, so feel free to find me. You can also find me on Twitter. Yep, that's all. I mean, I will finish now. Otherwise, I can talk about that maybe like 1-2 hours, and I guess we don't have this time.
Unfortunately, not this time. Maybe another time we'll get you to talk about it in detail.
Deal.
I love the passion you have for this topic, and I've seen talks on it from you, and it's always important to see that you are driven for this, and it comes across really well, which is fantastic. So thank you for sharing it today, and hopefully your passion will be contagious and some people will help out and join in with you, which would be awesome.
It will, definitely.
Cool, man. All right, since you're in your car, I'll let you go now and you can get home because it's late here, man.
And it's cold here, you know.
It's cold. I can imagine it'll be cold in your car set outside. All right, man. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you soon, all right?
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Safe travels. Bye. Cool. All right. Now, we are moving on to Igor Maniello, and he will give us the update on MSI as to what 2019 will look like in the MSI project. So over to you, man.
We got it.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Sorry for small delay. You see that I'm not so technician. That's why I have an engineer just nearby to start my presentation.
You're at my level, pretty much.
Yep. So I'm here to present you the update for multi-source inventory and actually our plans for 2019. It's even so that New Year holidays already finished, but MSI is still sharing gifts among contributors, among Magento community. So forth, we prepared quite a lot of goodness, which would be brought in 2019. So you see that Magento MSI is such a big project that we have even owned Santa. Actually, currently our Santa was just disconnected, and here you can see the list of pretty interesting feature, pretty interesting improvement that we're going to deliver in the scope of all our MSI goodness in 2019. And first of all, we'll start from independent releases, which we want to. So so that we already have the MSI as an independent core bundle component. So we call that way all the big new features which going to be introduced. The second big core bundle feature going to be page builder, which would be released into the 3.1. And the idea would be pretty similar, and the infrastructure for that is going to be pretty similar to what we have with MSI. So it's going to be pretty decoupled, and we'll have own releases. And our nearest release is going to be 1.1.0, and I will tell a little bit more shortly about what's going to be brought in the scope of this release. And also we have our next big achievement, which we're going to unlock in 2019, is a store pickup. We have seen already several store pickup implementations implemented by third-party developers and extension developers, and actually Mage store guys from Mage store even presented right today their own implementation of store pickup and the POS application. And but this is not we're not limited with that, because we are spreading our activities on B2B track, and we want to improve the integration with the engcom. So our enterprise solution for multi-sourcing, as well as in 2019, we have pretty bright future for support of all the product types we have. So if you are following the MSI, you're probably aware that the bundle product is still not supported on custom stocks. That's why, and we have support for bundle product just on the default stock, so-called the single stock mode. So what we want to do, we want to introduce the support for the bundle product and spread it for all the different stocks, so that support for all the product types will actually improve the performance, because we would not need any unneeded since that time synchronization between the legacy inventory system and the new inventory system. So this is not just support of the bundle product, but this is kind of shift to the new infrastructure, so that we can stop making synchronization on the previous inventory we had before. And you can follow all these updates, and you can see all these features in more details if you follow this link, which you see on the slide, MSI roadmap. So now a little bit more about independent releases. And this is our killer idea. We want to spread for all the extensions, for all the features gonna be brought and delivered by community engineering team, either by core team. So as you can see with these big red triangles, so this is kind of happen when Magento make own releases. Currently, we as a Magento commit for at least 4 patch releases per year. And but like 4 patch releases per year, it is good, it's predictable. But again, especially on community on projects which are driven by community engineering team, it appears that sometimes, even unexpectedly, some feature could appear very quickly, and this feature already ready, and this feature is ready to be delivered to the market. For example, exactly that story happened with our distance-based algorithm when the main specialist and exactly the Rick came to me and said that, I had a project, and on that project I had to implement the distance-based algorithm, so that I already have one. So just help me to polish it a little bit, just help me to refine it to satisfy the high requirements of the Magento framework, and I will just contribute it to the MSI code base. And that's how we got this distance-based source selection algorithm, with our different distance provider support, so that it doesn't make sense to keep this feature if you already have one. And that's why you can see how you can see these blue triangles, and actually these blue triangles are release cycles for small features, for small, let's call it sprints, but we don't actually apply some particular time frame, and we are just following the feature-driven development. And as soon as the feature is ready, we want to drop it to the market. So this is what we do with Magento 1.1.0 release. And we believe that the same approach would be applied for all other extensions and all other projects as well. So a little bit more about what's gonna appear in 1.1.0. So as I already mentioned, the distance-based algorithm, and here you see the screenshot when Ricardo made the presentation. So the distance-based algorithm is pretty cool stuff, because we simultaneously have support for both offline and online calculation. For online calculation, we use a Google Maps API. We support several computation modes like driving, walking, and cycling, and also like different customization on the level of Google. But along with that, we provide the offline calculation when merchant, for example, for some reason don't want to rely on a Google API, or he just don't want to pay Google. That's why he can just upload the database of the zip codes, and all the calculation gonna happen by the distances between the zip codes. So the pretty cool stuff. And we are preparing this release. So today we presented the smoke testing and the test coverage for this release. So it's on the way. Also, the next milestone gonna be store pickup, and the store pickup it's really killing. It's a killer feature for I believe next MSI release, so the next after the 1.1.0, and we already have a design document. We actively involve community to participate and to provide feedbacks, because we see that MSI with all its architecture was a really big step, even not a step, but probably a leap towards the store pickup support. But actually, we need to make the last small final step to accomplish this goal in having store pickup support in the scope of Magento. So following this link you see on the slide, you can see all the design and all the UIs which supposed to be implemented in the scope of the store pickup track. And the last but not the least, so you see that there is even the confidential notice here on this slide. So I'm not supposed to say that, and this is actually for internal Magento use only, but there is some leak from my side. So I assure you that the best is yet to come. And in 2019, we deliver even much more interesting stuff in the scope of MSI, either in the scope of other projects as well. And the 2019 gonna be much joyful year than the previous one. So thank you, and if you need some more details, don't hesitate to ping me directly, or just join the MSI Slack channel and raise any questions there. So we are always up and running to assist you. That's probably all.
Cool. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for that overview of what's coming up. I'm a big fan of the MSI project and would highly recommend if people want to get involved, that's a great place. It might be a little scary, but Igor is such a nice guy, and he will step you through everything you need to know. So don't hesitate to reach out to him. Next, we'll be moving on to Igor's technician, I believe. We've got Eugene. Hey. And he's going to be sharing a little bit about the AXP connector, as far as I can see. So, yeah.
So AXP stands for Adobe Experience Platform, and this is something we are working on currently. Okay, I hope you can see it. Sorry, did it work?
Yeah, we can see it.
Now I see. Now I see. Yeah. So AXP Connector is the project which we came up with to integrate Magento with the Adobe's capabilities, and specifically with the analytics and tag management. Adobe Launch is one of the newest products in this sphere by Adobe, and it is a successor of the I think it was Dynamic Tag Manager. So this is a brand new system. It's not an update to the older one, but it's completely new and rethinked. Launch is packed with really lots of features, main of which would be the tag management. It supports different kinds of tag management. You can send over the events, you can send over the data via data layers. You can create custom extensions which would consume the data and, well, do whatever you need with that. It's available for web and for mobile applications. Currently, we are focusing on, like with Magento extension, we're only focusing on the web part, but who knows what's going to be in the future. Also, Launch is pretty capable of capturing, defining, storing, sharing, and whatever doing whatever you need to with all the data from your website. So it's highly customizable. You can install quite a lot of extensions from the Launch catalog, but also using the big set of APIs, it's possible to implement own extension and extend the Launch's feature with something you need personally. I've included some links. It's easy to Google those, but just in case, for more information on the products on the Adobe side. And regarding Magento, what we're working on is the extension, which would allow to connect any Magento installation with the Adobe Experience Platform service. And basically, the main idea of the extension is to provide an easy way to set everything up and get going with just a few simple clicks. So extension already handles some of the data and events present in Magento. Some entities are covered, for example, products and customers, carts, checkout. All of these can be tracked and the events are tracked, and all of the acquired data is sent in real time to the Adobe Launch. On the Launch side, there is also a data layer which already captures over 100 different data points from Magento. Extension is not yet released, but it's actively worked on, and currently, in my opinion, it's in the stage of a working prototype because it already has some of the required features, some of the features which, well, the core features of it. Extension is like a lot of what we do these days. It's free and open source. Everyone can join the project and participate or just observe, or maybe drop some ideas into the backlog. Completely up to you. And as always, we welcome individual developers and partners to join the project. I imagine it would be interesting to quite a lot of you. So GitHub link is below. It's as simple as Magento/AXP connector. You can take a look at what we already have and maybe pop into the Slack channel with the same name to ask some questions or discuss whatever. I think this concludes my presentation on the Magento extension. So I'll pass over back to David.
Cool. Thanks, Eugene.
Go for it. If I can say a few more words, just to highlight one thing. actually, the Adobe Launch integration for us is very important right now because it is a way to help Adobe with their first foray into a truly open source platform, which a lot of people miss, that Adobe I/O is an open source development platform. You can register as a developer for Adobe I/O and, you know, contribute away. So it is really a huge deal for us because Adobe folks, you know, consistently are super impressed and happy about the state of Magento's open source community, and they really want to learn. They really want to foster that relationship and really want to, you know, increase their own open source presence using what we have built and what we know. So just wanted to kind of highlight that, and we'll see how it all develops. It's really, really interesting from that perspective, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good opportunity to spread out a little bit from as a developer point of view and get involved into playing around with some of the Adobe products as well, and seeing how you can start using them and integrating them into your Magento, which is awesome. Great. So thank you, Eugene, for that. And yeah, remember, at any point, if you have any questions, then drop them in the live chat and we will get them answered as best as we can with the people that are here available. So next, we are moving on to Lena. And you're going to be talking about static testing, I believe, with regards to, so over to you.
You can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
We can see it.
Thank you. So my name is Lena, and I want to talk about Magento coding standards. And really quickly, I want to have the terminology. So we run static tests to check that code complies to specific coding standards. So for this purpose, Magento and some other related to Magento project use PHP code sniffer. This tool tokenizes PHP, JavaScript, CSS files, and help to detect violations of specific coding standards. So in PHP code sniffer terms, coding standards is a collection of sniff files which are combined in rule set, that XML file. Each sniff can have its own severity and also type. We use this approach for marketplace checks. So for example, on the severity 10, findings will cause extension failure. Here is, let's say, problem overview, because right now we have few related to Magento coding standards. The first one is under dev test static. It's, so to say, Magento core sniffs. Another one is MEQP. It's the coding standard which marketplace uses to check extensions, to validate extensions. And another one is XDN coding standards. So the idea is to consolidate all of the coding standards and keep in one repository to make it easier to developers. Like, the biggest problem right now is that developers do not know what coding standards to use for their contribution or for their extension developers. So the idea is to make this more consistent. Here's the GitHub repo and Slack channel, so please save this link if you're interested. And also join coding standard community engineering Slack channel for more details, or do not hesitate to reach out to me directly. How you can join the project, there are a few ways. You actually highly encourage you to participate in discussions on new rules. Also, you can bring your own proposal of implementation of new rules. You can help us with documentation or with bug fixes. We already created a community dashboard on GitHub, so everything what's in the for grabs column is ready to take. But if it's not enough for you, you can open an issue. There are 3 types, but I think you can easily figure out how to do this. Here's like quick roadmap. So we want to keep everything under one consolidated GitHub repo, and in future make a release and add this as a dev dependency to Magento. So it means we want to get rid of tests or sniffs that are under dev test study folder. We also want to use these new coding standards for marketplace extension check. So it means that we want to revisit all of the rule severities. It's obvious that the stricter the rules on marketplace are, the better is the extensions quality. So I encourage you to participate and make this Magento system a better place for all of us. So that's all I have.
Cool. Thank you very much. I love to see that you've set up the issue types already. So if someone wants to start a discussion on a new coding standard or checker, they can just start a new issue with the specific type. I love that. I think that's going to be easy for people to start discussions there, even if for contribution, what they're doing is a discussion. I think that's a great way to get into it. So awesome. Thanks for that. Great. So now we are going to move on to a little bit about localization. And in that sense, we're going to move to Vladimir. I'll hand over and yeah, localization. What's new? What's going to happen?
Hello, guys. Let me try to share my screen. Okay. Probably need to take some lessons of PowerPoint together with Igor.
No, we're just super high level along with Igor Minialo. We need a technician.
Yeah. So do you see my slides? Okay. So as Magento community is spread across the world, so it's not surprised at some point we end up with localization projects. For this moment, we have one ongoing and planning one more. So at the summer of 2018, we started to collaborate with our partner from Japan, where it works, and with their CTO Nisha-san on open sourcing their models dedicated to cover features that are required to Japanese market to make Magento available for all the system integrations that we like to develop with Magento out of the box. So our main goal is to develop a set of modules that will bring all the features that are required to Magento market. So any developer may just start with adding those extensions through one composer command, and then just to develop some unique feature for their merchant, for their customer, and don't spend a lot of time just to customizing Magento for what is common for Japanese people. So we have our GitHub repository at Magento 2 GP, and we have Japanese localization Slack channel. If you're interested, just join to this channel and contribute. If you have some ideas or some critical features that you thought that you think should be implemented, just let us know. And actually, we are now pretty close to make some work publicly available. We are going to publish our alpha release pretty soon. I believe it's a matter of a couple weeks. This implementation will include all the features that we agreed is required for the Japanese market, with only limitation to single store mode with Japan locale set for this store and yen as a currency. And later we are going to prepare some extension, some improvements to those models with supporting of all the Magento features and including multi-websites and multi-store views. And the final step of the project will be to review all everything that we will implement and move some improvements to the Magento core. So in future, all the other localizations will be made easier if we will see that some features that we will implement in scope of this project will be available for another for another locales. To name some, it may be support of currencies without minor units, flexible management of Elasticsearch support, and so on. Just keep track on this project. Follow Magento Community Engineering Twitter to get update once we will release all the models to marketplace, and join the project to work together on this feature. So another work that we are now planning related to localization is support of and improvements of is like improvement and simplification of translation workflow. As you know, today Magento uses crowding for to collaborate with community to translate Magento in different languages. Unfortunately, synchronization of crowding with GitHub now is not transparent, and we do it from time to time with our automation scripts, but it's still not updated automatically, and it's hard to track all the changes during preparation of next Magento release. So it's hard to track what phrases was changed in Magento, what phrases appears in Magento, and keep all translations up to date. And it's not straightforward how to take all the translation from crowding and deploy them to your Magento instance. So we are going to build the integration between GitHub and crowding just to automatically import all the phrases, all the new phrases from main Magento repository, and be able to push changes back from crowding to GitHub repositories dedicated to particular translation for particular country. And we are going also to make builds that will pack all the translation in composer packages, so they will be available at marketplace. And once you need to translate Magento Store to some language, it will be just as easy as install another one composer package with all the translations verified and agreed with among Magento community. So we are going to start this project at February this year. We don't have exact date now, but also follow community engineering Twitter. We'll communicate the start date of this project, and we'll describe all our plans and like initial design of this integration. So I believe it will be a pretty interesting project, not directly targeted to Magento, but building some infrastructure around developing process, so it might be some new technologies, some new approaches. So if you're interested, it will be nice if you join our Slack channel, which is translations. And if you have ideas, some maybe pain points related to translation and work with Magento localization, just let us know, and let's discuss them to find solutions that will be suitable for most of our community. Thank you for attention. That's all from my side.
Cool, awesome. Thank you so much. I think that especially translation and localization, it could be a great opportunity for people to get involved. Like as we know, Magento is international, so we need to make it better at being international. And how good can it be getting the community involved in helping us out with their special localization and translation? So I think this is a great opportunity for people. So yeah, thank you for that. Next, we have Valery, who will be talking about GraphQL. So yeah, hand over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valery, and I will talk about GraphQL. So, do you see my slides?
Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, great. So, as was mentioned, GraphQL is our community project. That means we not only create or writing code with community, but we also working on requirements, on acceptance criteria, and on priority of tickets with community. We constantly have synchronization with PWA track, with guys from different agencies and guys from Slack channels. So that's why we call our project like community-driven development. And as a result, now we have about more than 100 pull requests in a few last months. So generally, what is GraphQL? GraphQL is some structured language which describe how to get and how to manipulate some data. On the slide, you see some simple example, like I would like to get some simple product and I need only SKU and name. And I have this result. But main idea, if I need more information, for example, I would like to show some product card, I need URL, images, something else. And in this way, I need to make only one request. So main idea to load all of the data in one request. And a few cornerstones about GraphQL. It's also GraphQL provides agile schema. We have scalar values, type objects. There are some inheritance of objects, custom types, so on. More information you can find on official GraphQL site. And now we talk for our community that our schema, it's API. It's some kind of entry point if Magento. Does not matter how it's implemented on the hood. Now we can use collections, service, Sugi service, so on. But for community, we provide some contract API how to load all of our data. And GraphQL is also open source product, was developed in Facebook and published a few years ago. So what we have now, if you talk about 2.30, we have products, CMS, store config, my account, some features of customer, and now it's released and GraphQL is part of Magento core. Right now we are working, I can show you, just a second. We have some roadmap for 2.31 release, and it's absolutely open link. Everyone can open the hub and discover what was done, what will be included in 2.31 release. Also we have some plans for let's check milestone. Also we have plans for 2.32 release, and generally, as I said, everybody can join and can provide opinion, can change priority on some meeting in Slack channel. So our scope is related mostly to community requests. Where's PowerPoint? So our main goal is finishing cart checkout workflow and order placements. That includes shipping, billing address management, my address boost, base payments method, and base shipping and base payment methods. Also, we have in our plans some improvement in our framework. As I mentioned, now we have different ways for loading data, but we think about query API, some internal our framework. I don't know how it will be, but I think in second part of the year we will try to unify our way how to load data. And yes, of course, we think about performance. We are going to expand our performance builds, and it will be great if we will have some different ways per page, so on. And as I say, for example, also we work on framework. We provide variable support in our HTTP queries. It was request from PWA track, so we changed our scope. So what this means, mostly it's related from requests from community for you. And how to join to our project? Absolutely the same like on another project. We have sync up at Tuesday each week. We have video records of previous meetings, so everybody can see history and maybe would like to know more details how to implement, how something was implemented. We have public groomings, and of course we have our Slack channel, GraphQL. We call it our guild. So if you would like, join our guild and we provide for you some interest quest. And as I mentioned, we have public roadmap, public burn down chart, and everybody can join, pick up some ticket. And if you need some help, you can pick me directly on the Slack channel. So generally, if you would like to learn more about this innovation technology or change implementation, you can join our project and your trip will start it, your journey will start it.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
I think that's all from me. I don't know. Do I stop shared screen or no?
Yes, please. You have done.
Looks yes.
Good. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of what Valeri's doing with the GraphQL stuff. I've been to a couple of events and seen how easily and quickly he can get people up and running with GraphQL and contribution in general. So I highly recommend it to people who are as an option for people to start with contribution. Yeah, thank you very much, Valeri. So lastly, we have James has joined us from the PWA team. So he's going to share a little bit about PWA's direction in 2019 and how you can get involved with this adventure.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Can you guys hear me, see me okay?
Yes, yeah. Perfect.
Great. So everyone else's slides are beautiful. We don't have them prepared, but PWA Studio is at long last going to move from release candidate status to release status, and we are targeting the end of the month to do so. For those of you who may not be familiar, PWA Studio is the Magento effort to create a new ecosystem for modern storefront development on Magento stores that makes progressive web apps easy and extensible. Progressive web apps being a family of web work just like native on mobile. So PWA Studio consists of a same application, Venia. You can think of it as a replacement theme, though it works a bit differently. And it's a toolkit that helps you to develop, deploy, learn about, and optimize and extend Magento PWA Studio as part of a separate effort because it's a very different technology itself to it as a cloud service. Let me show you where that lives. I'm going to share my screen, provided that I remember how that's done. Lucky me. I remembered. So can you see David's face? All right. So PWA Studio is here in the Magento Research Organization on GitHub. If you want, you can go to pwastudio.io, which will redirect you to the Magento PWA documentation site in There's a lot of documentation, and we are working on a clearer place to get started. Understand the different parts of the project and what it is, and how we have split it into build, tooling, framework, and Venia storefront. But the latest cool stuff that's happened to it include that we have optimized tremendously the overall payloads with some of our brand new team members, Stephen Rook, contributing an enhancement that breaks icons into a much smaller package, and with image performance optimizations and compression performance optimization, so that the staging server and development server are much faster. Now let me try to show you the difference if GitHub will load anything, which it appears maybe it will not. Can you see this? This is Google Chrome release version, which I'm just deploying separately for test purposes on the now.sh quick node deployment platform. You can see that the Venia storefront is mostly mobile optimized, though it works fine on desktop. And you can proceed through. And you might observe that even though it is still pretty fast, I am on a laptop with a strong internet connection, and it's a pretty good simulation of what it would be like in the mobile world, especially in emerging markets on 3G. So we just loaded an image that is 466 kilobytes. Now, that is a beautiful high-resolution image, but 466K is ridiculous. But in this new pull request and in a little bit of subsequent work, we have a deployment of that pull request here, which will load probably a little bit too slow. It's got to instantiate and pull that up. But the PWA Studio development server and staging server are designed right now just to run in a Node.js environment. And you can run PWA Studio in Node.js and connect it via an environment variable alone to any Magento instance you want. And when you download the PWA Studio package, you'll see that in the Venia sample app, which is what's running there at now.sh, there is a simple environment file, which you can clone into your own environment file that sets a backend URL. This backend URL is where it's set right now. Instance for developers in the Magento cloud. Many developers in core engineering are all sharing this Magento instance. So PWA Studio enables you to work on storefronts just like this one, but with no requirement to install Magento itself on your local development machine. So that expands the community of potential Magento front-end developers and contributors to our ecosystem out to many, many people in front-end who haven't worked with Magento before. And we're very proud of it. Now that I have vamped enough for the pull request storefront to load, let's do a little compare and contrast. So this version of the Venia storefront is loading optimized images. Let's compare. I'll go back to the home page, and you might observe that the total amount of data downloaded is 1.1 megabytes in the current release version. In an upcoming request that adds image optimization that's about to be merged, 213 kilobytes is the total payload, which is optimization. Our image, whether your browser supports the non-WebP format and WebPs if appropriate. And maybe most the images are now art directed and responsive, so that if, for instance, you are loading in a screen of this size, that it's going to load 480 pixel versions of category images, 640 pixel versions of the large product detail pages. But if you make the same requests on an even smaller device, which I can try to demo here. And I'm going to switch to responsive and drop the device in a developing economy solution. And you might observe that it knows to load the smaller image even for the large display. And this is a big change and is another example of how the PWA Studio development toolkit and just PWA tools in general in the web standards world are enabling really, really great experiences that we didn't have before. So in order to contribute to PWA Studio, as so many people have done, you can see them in our kudos list. You can go to Magento Research PWA Studio, and you can look in our issues for issues that have been marked for sustaining engineering. You can look for issues that are marked good first issues. You can look for issues that pertain to something that you've discovered. And maybe most importantly, you can download the code, run it yourself, and see what stands out to you that you'd like to contribute to, or that you're interested in just opening an issue and telling us about. That would be just as helpful. So all that it requires is Node.js and a Unixy environment. Presently, we're working on Windows compatibility, and it should be there soon. So again, we're very excited to release it and make it fully compatible with the Magento Enterprise Cloud by the end of January. And we welcome any feedback that you have. And that's what I got.
Cool, awesome.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man. I've clicked a button and lost the thing. Oh, there we go. Cool. Thank you very much, James, for joining us. Appreciate seeing it. And as with all the other projects that you've seen today, there is a channel specific for PWA Studios in our Slack. So if that is something that interests you, feel free to get into our Slack with the URL that's been shared today. And find the PWA Studio channel, or reach out to James, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help out getting you started as well, which is great. Cool. So that is kind of pretty much all the topics of kind of the project side of stuff, of how you can contribute, how you can get contributing this year. One thing, or a couple of other things to note, is we have a lot of events coming up this year. With regards to contribution, we have a lot of them get tied to Meet Magento events. For example, we've got one up and coming in Meet Magento India. So if you're going to be in Meet Magento India and would like to start with contribution, then make sure you sign up for that event and reach out to the team that will be there. I will be over there, as well as Sergey. So reach out to us, and we've got up and coming events. We also have most projects will run weekly stand-up meetings, and so you can join in with those. Those, as well as the contribution day events, are available on our public calendar, which we will share via our Twitter account or personal Twitter accounts. So make sure you are following us on Twitter so you can find out the most up-to-date information. Yeah, like we've said, feel free to reach out to us if you want to get involved in the project. But also, this year we are bringing back the Global Contribution Day event. So the aim is to have a contribution day that lasts across all the time zones, and passing across the contribution day torch, so to say, from time zone to time zone. So if you are interested in opening up your office to let people come down and get involved in contributing together, or you'd like to do it from your house, then feel free to reach out to the team, and we will get you sorted on that. But more information will follow on that, so make sure you're following us on Twitter to find out. Yeah, I believe that is pretty much it for the overview. we've had at least one question that's come in. But if you have any questions, drop them into live chat, and this is the time that we'll go through them. So the first question we had, let me find it, was from, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, it's Mundit, and it was with regards to extension quality and ensuring that it is optimized for Magento site, for example, query optimization. So what are do we have any plans from that point of view? I guess this is related to the testing and the static testing, and also specifically, I guess, Igor, with regards to how we are streamlining processes together with also with the marketplace as well in mind, I guess. So yeah, who wants to go for that one?
I'm going to address the consistency aspect of this question for sure. So right now, one of our focus areas for this year is to ensure more consistency with how we are testing extensions that get into the marketplace versus how we are testing the development use case for people who are contributing to community projects, and basically try to create a universal platform for testing. It is an initiative that has been ongoing for a while as a design concept, and now it is finally sort of becoming fleshed out. So once we have something more concrete to announce, we definitely will, but just keep in mind that it's coming, and we really want to provide you with tools that you can use for testing your code and ensuring that it's getting tested in the same environment as, let's say, marketplace submissions are, or our internal development is. So that is coming in, and we really are focused on providing you with some better quality assurance tools. Tom and Alexei Kolesnik will be working really hard on promoting how to create MFTF tests, how to get everything set up, how to contribute, and all that. And so keep your eyes peeled for those webinars. They are coming in. Alexei Kolesnik specifically will be running them because he is our MFTF testing guru. And make sure that that you jump on board, really, because as time passes, we are really focusing on quality, and we will be prioritizing work that is strongly covered with functional tests. And there's no better tool right now than MFTF to write. So that's everything that I got. If somebody else would like to chirp in, please go ahead.
No? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think, like Igor was saying, we are looking to get everything kind of streamlined and running under the same sort of, running in the same direction. So it's not like you have one set for marketplace, one set for this, but all working together for the same outcome. So I hope that's answered your question. If it didn't, I'm sorry, reach out, join us on Slack to reach out, and one of us will hopefully be able to get a better answer in that case.
If you have any more specific questions, then just come in, knock on the door, ask your questions. We have plenty of Slack channels, and pretty much anywhere you ask, there's going to be somebody from the engcom team who can pick it up. So just keep pestering us, and we'll answer.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. So that is, there have been no more questions come in. So that is kind of just giving you, hopefully, an overview of what's coming up this year. So like I said, stay tuned to our Twitter, to this YouTube channel. Come meet us at events and talk to us. Join our Slack and give us feedback. So we know that this is the direction we're aiming for. And please give us the feedback to say, yeah, that's a great direction, or correct us where you think it might not be the best idea. But without the feedback from the community, we need that feedback to make sure we're going in the right way. So yeah, thank you everyone that has presented, and thank you all for joining. And I guess that pretty much wraps it up. So
thanks everybody who watched.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.